Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Thursday. Happy Friday's Eve. How's everyone doing today, June 23rd? Welcome again to another session of Travel Talk Live. I'm Tabitha Washington, founder and owner of the Travel Krewe, where we create phenomenal travel experiences for phenomenal people. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are tuning in, as I always say, if you're tuning in from the Facebook group, please make sure that you either register. You'll see a link where you can register your name with StreamYard, or when you comment, just let me know who it is, because if you don't, I can't see who's making a comment. It just says Facebook user. Also, thank you if you're tuning in from the Facebook business page. And if you're tuning in from our Travel Krewe YouTube channel, thank you again. Greatly appreciate it. And please go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We'll love it. If anyone, I want to make sure that everyone can hear me. I'm trying using a different form for my mic. Yeah. If anybody's having problems hearing me, just let me know. But hopefully everything is working okay. As always, feel free to drop in the comment section and give me a hello. Let me know that you're out there. And also, this is the way that you can go ahead and ask any questions that you may have. Just go ahead and drop them in the comment section. So what we're doing tonight is I'm just going to briefly touch on what's going on, with travel during the summer, and just some things. I did say tips when I sent out the notification, but it's not all tips. Some of it is just some knowledge that you should know to make your summer travels a little easier. I see more people pouring in. Like I said, Tabitha from the Travel Krewe. Let me know, guys, if you can hear me okay, those that are joining, because just drop that in the comment section. I would really love to hear that, because like I said, I'm using my AirPods for the mic. Normally I use it out the webcam, but I was trying to make sure I'm not getting any feedback. So if you can hear me okay, I got a yes from whoever that is in the group. Thank you so much. See, this is what I'm showing y'all. If you're tuning in from the group, this is what I see. You see Facebook user, so I can't see who it is talking to me. So either you just register it with StreamYard, or go ahead and just, when you put it in there, you can just say who it is. But if you want to remain anonymous, it's all good. You could do that too. And somebody gave me a check mark, so we good to go. Okay. So what we're talking about again, like I said, is with summer travel. You hear it on the news. I know you've seen it all over social media. And I don't know, did anybody see the clip from the worker for Spirit Airlines who had just pretty much just lost it? And if y'all haven't seen it, I'll post it in the group later. But pretty much it was at the gate for Spirit Airlines, and she had just had her fill, and she just let everybody know this was what it was going to be like, and don't question nothing. She was done. And so that's the thing. Our airline workers are kind of at their wits' end. Travelers at their wits' end. You're hearing all this chaos with, shortage of flight crew, people, ground crew, just, everything. You're just hearing all the chaos and stuff like that. And it's resulting in people, flight delays, flight cancellations, and stuff like that. It's amazing that we still haven't recovered from the pandemic. You're having a lot of that with just a shortage of workers and stuff. And airlines are trying to return their flights to pre-pandemic levels, but they don't have the staff for it. That was Charlotte that told me that. Thank you, Charlotte. I appreciate you. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead, and I just got little 10 things to just to talk about. And like I said, comments, questions, please drop them in the comment section, and I'll address them. So the first thing I have for you guys to look out for is to download the Airline App. And that means if you're flying Delta, download Delta, Southwest, whatever airline you're flying, download that app on the phone. So what that helps you to do is, number one, you're going to get the alerts of anything that's going on with your flight. And there's a good chance you're going to get the alert before other people, like before it may show up at the airport or something like that. So you're going to consistently get these alerts through your phone. You'll see if gates are changing. I've had that happen where I was at the airport and even though the gate changed, I didn't see it on the board, but I had the app and I got a message that said my gate had changed. Things like that. That's where you're going to see the delays and stuff. Also, you can use the app to check in early, to get your boarding pass, to pay your baggage fee if you're checking a bag. Take care of all of that beforehand, before you get to the airport, because the lines are chaotic, especially if you're flying international, because you've got so many more steps and stuff. Get rid of that. I mean, there are people who are missing flights and stuff going through these lines, with taking care of everything. Try to take care of as much possible as you can before you get to the airport. And that app is really a good option to do that. So, if anybody has their favorite app that they like to use, or if anybody does have their airline app on their phone, let me know. Let's see, we have Aisha in the house, the insurance concierge, y'all. She's checking in. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you so much for tuning in. And okay, and like I said, if you're tuning in to the Facebook group, go ahead. If you want, go ahead and register your name with StreamYard so I can see who's talking. And if you're on our YouTube channel, go ahead and just subscribe to our channel. We greatly appreciate that. So that was the first thing that I have, is to go ahead and download the Airline app. It'll help out a lot. The next one, which is something that you really need to consider, is to fly much earlier than you need to, especially if you are trying to meet, you have some important thing that you need to attend, whether it's you trying to get to a cruise, like, I know here in New Orleans, we do have a port, but not all the cruises that you want to do leave out of here. So if you fly to Florida, wherever you are, if you are going anywhere for a cruise and stuff, don't risk it by flying in the day that the cruise departs. Come in the day before, just in case anything happens. That's also good for weddings, graduations, funerals, anything like that. Because of everything that's going on with flight schedules and changes and everything, it is best to just go ahead and try to book early. You'll save yourself, hopefully, some trouble, but even though you may feel like, oh, it's a little more of a hassle, at this time during the summer, it may just give you the security that you need, especially if you have something particular that you need to get to. Go ahead and consider arriving a day early just to give yourself that leeway. The next tip, consider flying early in the morning. Reason being, a lot of the changes are happening throughout the day. A lot of the delays, a lot of the cancellations and stuff like that. One thing, if you're in the morning, maybe you will miss all of that chaotic stuff going on. But number two, even if you do catch it, you have all the remainder of your day to possibly allow for those delays and things like that. So, you want to try booking earlier flights. I know some of y'all may be like, oh, I don't want to get up early. But, it might just save you a little bit of hassle that you just have that much time to get that done. Also, I want to say, with flying early in the morning, and I should add this tip, not just flying early, but also, y'all, go ahead and get to the airport earlier than you used to. Even if it's not an international flight, even if you have global entry and TSA pre-check, there's so much going on and those lines are so ridiculous. I would just go ahead and add an hour than what you normally would do, because what's it going to hurt you to just be there early and have that safety and security? Before, and you can go search through the YouTube channel for you. Remember, I talked about upgrading your travel experience. Get you a lounge, an airport lounge pass. Get to the airport early and just chill. Just, go ahead and boostify your experience and stuff. You deserve it. And chill out in the airport lounge and stuff until it's time for your flight. And you got that guarantee. So go ahead and start getting to the airports earlier than you would have before, because the lines are ridiculous. Even the lines just to get to the airport are crazy now. It's crazy finding parking. get in there, checking in, get your luggage. Even if you've done all that stuff ahead of time, sometimes you still have some lines, especially when you have to go through TSA. So consider that. Not only just flying early in the morning, but arriving at the airport early. So guys, if you're liking these tips, let me know. I see somebody gave me a heart. I appreciate that. And if you have any questions, put them in the comment section. And again, for those that are tuning in, because I see more people are coming in, Tabitha from the Travel Crew. This is Travel Talk Live, and we're talking about some tips or some, info that you need to know for the summer flights this summer, travel this summer. The next thing to know, which a lot of people, if you're in the southeast of the United States, you understand this. Right now, this is thunderstorm season and hurricane season. Okay, and I can even just put it on the southeast, the east coast and stuff. From June 1st to November 30th is hurricane season, and you're still going to see a lot of thunderstorms and stuff like that. Generally, I'm not trying to put this in quotation marks that you try to plan your travel around it. I find that your worst storms start happening towards the end of mid-August to September. But it's not saying that you can't get them in July. And we had Hurricane Ida in New Orleans in October, so it can happen whenever. But be prepared for that. So what does that mean is that you need to be mindful that your flight might be canceled, delayed, or rescheduled simply because there's a storm. And the airlines are not going to risk it. They can't fly through that storm. Okay, so keep that in mind. You may get, I understand it's going to, it is going to mess up your plans and stuff like that. And you'll have to just decide how you want to plan around that. But that is something to keep in mind that, you should prepare for heavier storms during the summer season. Just keep that in mind. Somebody told me 100. Thank you, whoever you are. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're appreciating these tips. All right, just going down my list. The next thing I think you should do, schedule a long layover. Now, I know, people, I even had somebody asking me about the Saints trip that we have coming up in London, which, by the way, are you in that number? Are you going? Anyway, they want to know, well, how long is the layover in the airport and stuff like that? I know usually you try to figure out how you can time it. What airport is it? I wonder if I can get from this gate to that gate in time so I'm not hanging out at the airport. This ain't the time to do that. Y'all need to go ahead and move from that. You need a good amount of space for a layover. Just go ahead and embrace it, accept it, and do what you need to do. Because if there is a delay in your flight and you had that short layover period to get to your connecting flight, that could screw you over. But if you give yourself a good little cushion and stuff, you may be okay. Again, what do you do with that spare time? Go ahead and, like I said, get you an airport lounge pass. Do that, or just explore the airport, chill out, go get you something nice to eat. I'm not saying that you got to spend all day there and book an 8-hour layover. But, I know some people, they're like, oh, if it's longer than an hour, I can't, take it and stuff. Go ahead. Just consider it. It's just something to consider, especially if it's really important that you get there on time, or if there's limited flights going out, like your next connecting flight, and there's a limit on how many are going out. Just keep that in mind when you start booking your flight. Okay. The next on the list is, just like I want you to keep in mind that you're going to see a lot of storms, keep in mind that everybody's short-staffed, which I mentioned earlier. That means it's less pilots, less ground crew, less gate, what do they call it? Ticket takers or whatever, the people that work the gate. Sorry if I messed up the profession name. I apologize. Everything's on a shortage. There's many theories of what happened. Some people said that, some employees were let go because of the standards the airlines were doing with the vaccinations. Some people, it's just a great resignation. I don't know what it is, but what is definitely true is that there's a shortage of staff. So when you have a shortage of staff, that means that, you're working on a skeleton crew which means they just can't service you like you were used to. So you need to expect that. That all goes into just expecting that you may need to get an earlier flight. You may need to get to the airport earlier. Just things, keep that in mind. This is what's going on. I know you're ready to jump back in. You're like, yes, it's summer. I'm ready to travel. I feel comfortable with it. I'm vaccinated. I got my mask, all of that stuff. But it doesn't change the fact that this is what's going on with airports and airlines. So keep that in mind. Also, with the shortage of staff, just a little tip to know is that they can't, the airline workers can't work more than 16 hours. That's also something. So when you have a shortage of staff and everything, you may, if there was a delay or something, you're like, oh, why can't we leave out tonight and stuff, and they may need to get a new crew or whatever to come in and finish a flight, whatever the case may be. Sometimes it's just the Department of Transportation. I know it's not even just with airlines, other transportation. I think railroad has the same thing. I don't know what the hours is, but there's just a limited amount of hours that you can work before you just have to shut it down and end your shift. And I mean, so try not to be, I understand it would be upset, but try not to, consider that before you go complain to the airline, consider what's going on. And I'm not saying that you don't have a right to complain, just get an understanding of what may be happening. And I mean, think about it. I don't want a tired pilot flying my plane. I'm just saying, I need you well rested and comfortable in your space. So that's just something, just a thing to note. And with all that chaos and everything that's going on, I know you're frustrated, but be nice to the people, please. Just, if they're not rude to you, don't just start out rude to them. They're tired just like you, and they really don't feel like dealing with your mess, but they have to. It's their job, customer service, and they do it with a smile and everything. But just try. You'll be shocked what being nice will get you. It might get you a little something extra, or they might take a little bit more time with you, whether that's at the gate or on the plane or whatever. Just be nice. Don't, I see sometimes people just come in, whether you want to call them a Karen or whatever, they just come in like ready, and stuff like, let's chill on that, okay? If they're not coming at you, why you got to come at them? So that's just something, my little tip. Go ahead and be nice. But with all that to say, with with being nice, and I'm talking about how to, I'm thinking about the flight attendants and some complaints I've seen, and y'all probably have seen this. You know what? I know you've seen it because everybody's talking about it on social media. And this is what I want you to know. Flights are full. Okay? Let me repeat this again. Flights are full. People have not been traveling in a couple of years, and they're booking them solid. So what does that mean? And y'all can go ahead and put your stuff. I want to hear the comments on this one. That means don't book these flights or these seats and get that cheaper seat trying to save a buck or two where you can't choose your seat, and then expect for everybody or the flight attendant to rearrange everybody so you and your friends, family, or whatever can sit together. Okay? Did y'all hear that? Because I know that's been going around, and like I said, I want to hear this. Please put it in the comment section how you feel about this, but I'm going to repeat it. If you book the type of flight that does not let you choose your own seat, and that could be, it depends on the airline what they call it. They may have basic economy as opposed to main cabin, or whatever. It's different things. But you need to know that Southwest Airlines is the only one that lets you pick your seat when you get there. Okay? Y'all need that. Okay, somebody said say that again. So I'm saying it again. See, I got somebody cheering me on. Southwest Airlines is the only airline, unless you doing bougie and you chartering it, which I'm all for you. Go ahead, do your thing. Southwest Airlines is the only one that lets you choose your seat when you get there. Those that haven't flown Southwest, what you do is they call you in by like a letter order, like Group A, Group B, Group C, and that you get that based off of when you checked in. When you get on the plane, you choose your seat. That does not carry over to the other airlines, and you need to know that. When you booked that cheapest fare, that's your business, that's your prerogative. But that does not let you choose your seat. You are at the discretion of the airport, excuse me, the airline. And that's after everybody's already booked their seat. So it's when you check in is when your seat is actually assigned. If you want your seat ahead of time, you know that you need the window seat. You know that you need the aisle seat. You know that you need that seat um, with that extra space and stuff. You need to go ahead and pay the little extra money, whether and choose your seat. There are so many people now. You see that there seems to be, I'm gonna say it, like an entitlement that you're supposed to. If I come on and I'm like, excuse me, can I sit with my friend or something like that? That I'm supposed to give up the seat that I have. I went ahead and paid extra and picked. And that's just something to think. There's a lot of talk about that online, but that's the thing. If you didn't pay to choose your seat, then you're not entitled to somebody else's seat, and you can't really bother the flight attendant to go ahead and do that. Now, there are some instances where maybe something happened or you got bumped. And if you want to take the chance and you ask somebody, hey, do you mind? I want to sit with my child. Would you mind switching? That's your business. And if the person complies with it, that's their choice. But I'm just saying, don't expect it. So let's see what. So I know I have my person here saying, say that again. And then somebody said, I'll move for a kid and parent. Cool. And I can kind of understand that if it's a small child. Yeah, teenager. I don't know, y'all. I'm my thing is I need to be on the aisle. I'm not comfortable not being on an aisle seat. I guess I could take window, but aisle is my favorite. Don't put me in the middle. I'm too thick. But I'm just saying, I, that's me. Okay, we have somebody said I got a free drink from moving before. I'm curious, whoever this is, was a free drink. Did the person who you switch with buy you a drink, or was it the airline gave you a drink in exchange for it? I'm just curious. So go ahead and put that in there. I would love to hear that. And please, more people chime in. What would you do? How do you feel about that? About giving up your seat? Because they just seem I I think what is getting on people's nerves or making people want to comment um is there seems to be it started because there were complaints, not from the people that were being asked to move. It was from the people who were doing the asking, and they felt that if they ask, then you should just go ahead and switch, and they didn't understand what the big deal was. And that kind of thing. And they were like, well, I just want to sit with my family or my friends. And the person responded, well, you should have booked the seat that lets you choose that. And it was a big old thing. So people, it was the complaint was coming from the person that was doing the request. And that has just sparked it. And it's been going on for months, like in groups and stuff. And people have been saying, what would you do with it? Me personally, I would probably have to be really moved by a young child, because I mean, nobody wants a young child to ride by themselves. But it just people randomly doing that, or also this what's been happening lately is people are also, like I said, doing the Southwest method, where they just sit in anybody's seat and then just expect them tell you go find somewhere else to sit, because I got here first. Like I said, that doesn't fly. Okay, so the person who got the free drink from moving got the free drink from the flight attendant. So kudos to you. And there are sometimes that the airline asks you, a lot of times they may give you a perk, they may bump you up. Now, if somebody asks me to move to first class, I'm good. I will do that in a heartbeat. Or if it's a better seat. But if you moving me by the toilet in the middle, I paid for a reason. Um, then someone says they've never flown Southwest, so thanks for sharing that info. You're welcome. Yeah, so who has never, if you've never flown Southwest, that is how they do that. They you are grouped. So the best thing to do with Southwest, the key is to check in ASAP as soon as you can. It helps to have the app check in because your goal is to get in Group A. Group A boards first, and then you can choose your seat. You can sit wherever on Southwest. It's just wherever you find it, you sit. And as people get on, then they just have to board and sit, wherever's left. So your goal is to never be in Group C. That's my tip for Southwest. All right. So if you have anything else to say about that with the little comment, I'm glad we're talking about it. And I applaud the person that said they moved for a kid and parent. I think is very noble of you. But we're going to finish this out. So we've covered everything. Let me just recap before I get to the last one. One is I said to download the Airline app. Remember, that's the best way to get updates and stuff. It also lets you check in, pay for your baggage fees and things like that. So every airline has an app. So go ahead and download that. You want to fly much earlier than you need to. So if you are trying to you got a cruise, you going to a graduation, wedding, unfortunately, even a funeral, you want to try to get there a day earlier. So if your cruise ship departs on a Saturday, you don't want to fly in Saturday thinking, oh, I got time. Get there that Friday night. Get your hotel and go ahead and have that security going on. That way you have that insurance, plus you will not miss the wedding, graduation, whatever that is. Fly early in the morning. Reason being, a lot of times chaos starts happening as the day progresses. So if you can get out early, hopefully you can miss that chaos. But also, if there are delays, because you booked yourself so early, you have some time that maybe you can get scheduled and still be, in the same, in the day if they're pushing your flight back. Things to consider. Next, right now you got thunderstorms and hurricanes, especially on the East Coast. So keep that in mind as you plan your travel, that your travels could be affected by these storms. Like I said, hurricane season runs from June 1st through November 30th. And just from history, I have found that the worst storms tend to happen mid-August to September, but we've seen that. I mean, already they had something at the beginning of June that we were in the May beginning of June that we were looking at, and then Hurricane Ida last year was October, in the September, October. So keep that in mind. Next, schedule long layovers. Stop trying to perfectly time it where you're like, ooh, I touched down and I got 30 minutes to get to this gate and catch my next flight. You need to give yourself a good enough cushion room. If you're wondering what in the world can I do in between that time, get you something to eat, take a little walk around the airport, or like I said, get you that airline lounge pass. Also, I had mentioned to start getting to the airport earlier than what you usually do. Maybe at least an hour earlier than what you used to do. I'm not saying show up an hour before your flight. I'm saying add on an hour from what you used to do, because the lines are mad crazy in the airports right now. Even if you checked in early, paid your baggage fee, all of that stuff, you still have to get through TSA. Drama still may ensue. Just go ahead and book, get to the airport a little earlier. Keep in mind that airlines are short staffed. Just keep that in mind, and that things are going to happen. Just have that perspective, and know that the staff that they have cannot work more than 16 hours just due for by transportation regulations. And with all that in mind, go ahead and be nice to these people. Don't give them a hard time. If they don't come for you, there's no reason why you got to come for them. Just go ahead, be a pleasant traveler. I always say this too. You never know what people may do to you. I mean, they may spit in your drink. I'm not saying they would, but I'm just saying be cautious of who you treat like crap or anything. I mean, especially in the sky, they got control. Just keep that in mind, okay? And then the last thing that I had mentioned before I give you this last tip is with the flights. If you book cheaper, if you book the flights where you do not choose choose your seat ahead of time, you are not entitled to sit in anybody else's seat. You can ask, but don't expect everybody to just accommodate you and your family because y'all wanted to sit together. Don't expect a flight attendant to do it. There are somebody, like there's somebody here says she will move for a parent and their child, and that's good. But you shouldn't go in expecting that that's what's going to happen. And with that, with the flights being full, and I didn't mention this tip or this knowledge that you need to know. If you booked the cheaper flight, and by cheaper, I shouldn't even just say you chose the lower fare, but if you use these third parties mean you didn't buy it directly from the airline, like you went through what is it, Kayak or Expedia or whatever there is like that, and you got that lower rate. This is a tip. This is what I saw from a flight attendant. If they go ahead and bump people because they are overbooking, airlines tend to do this, and everybody's showing up for their flight and they're bumping people and stuff. The first people to get bumped are going to be the people that booked a third party, the cheaper flights. Now that could be a good thing or a bad thing. It's a bad thing if you have somewhere to be and you have to be there at a certain time. It's a good thing if the perk is good because they owe you, meaning you can get money. They may give you like a compensation for it, an upgrade, a perk, and things like that. So weigh your options. If it's something that you really need to be there by a certain time, this is why I'm giving you this information, so you can go ahead and make the best decision for you. Hey, Andrea. Andrea said, "Don't come for the airline workers, please." That's what I'm saying. Your life is in their hands. Be cautious. Be polite. Okay, and so the last tip that I want everyone to know, you've heard me say this before, and Aisha, if she's still on, that's a good one that I see her. Y'all, buy trip insurance. You hear me talk about it. Trip insurance, travel insurance, I know there's a difference and stuff. Secure your trip. Guys, there's so many delays. There are so many cancellations, changes, things like that. The airline is only, it depends on the airline and what their policy is. They're only going to cover so much, but there may be other things that may be affected because of it, and you need that insurance to go ahead and cover your trip. Like I said, there's luggage, there's medical, there's it's so many different aspects of the type of trip insurance that you can get, and that you need to make sure. And you know what you get may vary according to the particular trip. You may not need medical coverage for your trip to Dallas, but you're going to need it for international. I'm just throwing some things out there. But the key thing is, with everything that is so chaotic the way it is, and I don't know when things are going to smooth out, but you should have trip insurance anyway. We haven't found a new normal and everything, and things are just so up in the air. So you need to go ahead and protect yourself. See, Aisha is still on. She said, "Yes, Lord, not Lord, Lord. Yes, Lord." Please purchase your travel insurance. So definitely, and guys, if you want to put a question, excuse me, under this broadcast, whether on YouTube, the Facebook page, business page, or the Facebook group, I'm pretty sure, excuse me, Aisha will answer it. And if she doesn't see it on the other ones, I can forward to her. She's really good. Also, you can check our YouTube file because I've interviewed her on previously about insurance, and she has a lot of good knowledge and everything. So greatly appreciate that. But that's what I wanted to round out with. That's the most important thing. Cover your trip, protect your trip. So that is all I have right now. If there are any more, let me go through the comments. I think I answered or addressed everybody. Okay. So if you have something else, please put it in the comment section. And let's see. Oh, Aisha, thank you. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in as well. So we're going to get ready to wrap up. Y'all, please stay safe in that heat. Remember, black don't crack, but it does burn. So you need to please wear sunscreen. Even if you're in your house, you'll be shocked. If like right now, there's a window inside of me, and you'll be shocked that direct light on your face can even irritated. So wear you some sunscreen, okay? Remember that black don't crack, but it does burn. So you want to make sure you have that. Thank you for the great presentation comment. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Aisha's laughing at me. It's true, girl, but it's true. We got to protect ourselves. So, once again, I'm Tabitha Washington, founder and owner of the Travel Crew. If you, I urge you or I ask you, go ahead and get on our email list. This is the best way to hear about what's coming up. Also, sending out travel tips and travel news and everything. And you can see what we're about. This link right here, you see at the bottom of your screen, thetravelcrew.com/join crew. That's the way to get on our travel list. If you are interested in getting your own group travel trip made, this is the link for that, our tailor-made option. And if you're interested in going on any of our hosted trips, this is what you need to do. Go to thetravelcrew.com/trips. Right now we have out there, we have, London and the Saints. We just got back from Los Cabos. We got London and the Saints. South Africa coming up. Paris is out there for next year. And the ski escape, the Melanin Drip ski trip. That's what's out now. I see some of y'all starting to book it. Y'all realizing that that's going to be a good one. So it does not matter if you've never skied. It doesn't even matter if you don't want to ski. It's all good. We're going to have some fun. We just going to hang out. It's a good little thing. It's a small trip. You know what? If you've never been on a Travel Crew trip and you're wondering what it would be like, this is a good tester trip because it's only a few days. It's not international. Go ahead and check it out and see what it's about. So I think you'll have some fun with that. And if you're interested in any of the trips, this is the page to check it out and go ahead and just drop us a message if you have any questions. So I don't see any more comments. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Thank you always for the support. Go out, enjoy your weekend, wear that sunblock, stay cool because the sun is a beast. Y'all, New Orleans is gonna be hitting 100 degrees. Oh Lord. Find something safe to do inside. I'm just saying, protect yourself, okay? All right, guys, that's it. Have a great time. Have a great weekend. Love you much. Thank you again for the support. Bye.